Hi everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. First I'd like to apologise if you've missed me for the last couple of weeks. I've had a trip to the hospital. Everything's alright, just more cameras up and down. That bloody thing. Anyway, how are you all doing? So yeah, right, okay, if you're interested, this video is going to be to do with power banks, namely the All Powers are 2500. And the reason why I haven't just said to you a couple of months back that I've got this latest greatest power bank, I mean I've put it in a couple of videos but I've never done a proper review on it. The reason being is I don't just want to like break something out of the packet and say, yeah, it's great, it works straight out of the box. I want to be able to give it at least 3 months, a bit of wear and tear on it, and use it properly. Because at the end of the day, it's just like, it's not a proper review, is it? I mean, to me, I'd actually like to have it for about a year, and then tell you if it's still alright, because they are quite a few quid, aren't they? So anyway, I'll go and get the power bank out the back, because at the moment I've got the folding solar panel, which is out on the side of the van, and that's also plugged into another MPPT. So I've got the roof solar panel and the folding solar panel directly connected to one lithium battery, but that's via 2 MPPTs. So I'll show you around the back and run through it quickly, and then I'll grab the power bank and I'll put it on the table here. It is a beefy bit of kit, but I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. Anyway, let's go. Okay, here is the folding solar panel. Now, I just leant it up against the van. You can see the sun's right there, banging down on it. And I've just used the cables. So let's go into the back of the van. Right, as you can see, there's quite a lot of Victron stuff in here, but there you go. Excuse this wire, I don't have to see about that. But there you go, look, just a 75 15 amp, no more, because it's a 400 watt, so it's can produce about 10 amps. So 15 amp, and that's like hunky dory, that's nice and cool. So then that gets wired into this unit here, and then you can see the other MPPT up the end there, and you can see my washing machine, tumble dryer, and my massive big All Powers power bank. That is a beast. So let's get it out and have a look. Right, for comparison size, this is a MacBook Pro. It's not a big one, but it's not a small one. Size of the table, size of the laptop. Look at this for a beast. This is one beastly power bank. This can power the whole van. This can power my whole van. So let's have a quick look at all the functions on it. Right, let's go and turn this bad boy on. So you've got a power button in the middle, and then that'll bring up the percentage and basically what you'll be using it, you know, your power outage. So at the moment we've got nothing on it. You've got a DC output here, and you've got 2 small 10 amp DC outputs here. This side you've got normal USB-Cs, there's 2 of them, and underneath it you've got a set of, this is USB, this is an 18 watt, and this is a 12 watt. So there's 2 different sizes there, or 2 different power ratings. Underneath this button here, and this turns on 4 240 volt sockets. And at the moment, as I say, 97%. Okay, so we're at 97%. Let's start plugging some stuff in. Alright, well here we have a toaster. 240 volt socket. Let's plug it in and see what it does. Right, plug it in. It's on. Turn the 240 on. 240's on. There's no toast in it, but let's see what happens. Right, there you go. She's on. Fans come on, so now we're draining it. 804 watts, 803 watts. So you can power a toaster, okay? That's quite a beefy power supply. Quite a heavy toaster in the morning. Right, let's cancel that. So, and there you go, it's happy as Larry because the fan's instantly turned off. So you can see it handled the toaster, 800 watts, no problem whatsoever. Now, we have got other stuff, like we've got the Ninja air fryer, but that is actually plumbed in straight into the van. Have an Xbox and TV around the corner here. That's also plugged straight into the van. That was pretty much the heaviest load we've got for this. So let's try and find something else. Right, let's plug the old MacBook Pro into it. It's USB-C. Still at 96%. That hasn't taken anything from it really. So turn it on. And we're on. So MacBook's now charging. See up in the corner there. Focus. We're charging. So that probably won't even like touch it, but that's only 16 watts. And actually a MacBook actually charges, meant to be charging at about 65 watts, because the Apple charger on a 240 is a 65 watt. So if you want to charge your MacBook up using less power, use a USB-C power cable. Hunky dory. You can see the time there. Right, so that's pretty much nothing. And we can also plug in a one of these. Here we go, one of them. So that's going to take it up. That's going to be the same. So it could probably go to 32 watts, which is, it's going to last at the moment well over 3 days if that was constantly on. But obviously you're never going to use it for 3 days. So right, so yeah, MacBook Pro charging and 240 toaster, absolutely no problem whatsoever for this. Right, so we can see that it can handle that, no problem. But let's plug this straight in to the van. And I mean, we are now going to like run off what would normally use the inverter. So I'm going to plug the van into this. Right, you have to excuse the noise around me because this is like real life recording, real life video, real life basically. It ain't all Instagram and perfect. Right, so here we have the all powers in the back of the van. Going to connect it straight up from there, straight in to the 240 socket here. Right. That's in there. And do this straight in. Right, that is in. So now the whole van is running off of this. And we are kicking out 468 watts. So that's how much my van, obviously this is now charging my lithium battery at the back, which is beneath all that stuff over there. So let's go and turn on the Ninja air fryer. Right, so we are in power supply mode, which is 30 amps. So this could be a bit of a struggle for everything, but let's turn it all on. Right, nothing in the air fryer at the moment, but we can get a general idea. We'll just chuck it on for like 20 minutes. So we'll just start it up and then we'll go and see how many watts is being dragged through the power bank. Right, it's sparked up. Let's go and have a look. Okay, right, now we've got a lot of stuff on and still only drawing 437 watts. Now the reason why that is because I've shared the power between this and the lithium battery, but this is now being used as a power supply. So basically we are now doubling. This battery inside here is combined with the van battery and now is using the smart charger as a power supply and not a battery charger. So we've got the inverter on now, so that's kicked in because we've got the air fryer on. So we are now sharing the load between the all powers 2500 watt power bank and the 300 amp hour lithium battery at the back, all connected via the smart charger from there into the 240 socket. Now for a bit of a beefy test, I'm going to stop all this, and right here I've got an adapter that I can plug everything straight into the van. So I'm going to give that a go and see what it does. So I've turned the air fryer off and you can see now we're not drawing anything. So let's undo this, plug it straight into here. Right, so now this thick Arctic cable unplugged from the inverter straight into the here. So at the moment we're 93%. So let's go and turn on the air fryer. Right, there we go. We're on air fry. Just leave it on. Right, sparked up. Let's go and see what the wattage is. Oh yeah, there we go. 1771 watts. Now, I think we can do better than that. Let's go and chuck the induction hob on. Right, the air fryer's still on. We've got the induction hob on, so we'll turn it on. Let's get some, get a pan of water on the go. Right, see if it throws it into an error code. Oh, nah, too much. Oh well, let's see what we can get away with then. Right, E2, so that's too much power. So we'll reset it. And we'll put the, turn it back on. And we'll go and put the induction hob on a lot lower and see if it can handle it, and then we'll increase it. Ninja's upset. Right. Alright, let's turn it all back on. Okay. So back on 240. Right. Okay. Let's turn it back on. And power. So we want on, so we want power. Oh. Right. We've got 200 watts, which is not very much. Let's go up. 400. Right, let's go and see what the power bank's doing. Well, there you go. 1,760 watts being, oh no. There we go. So it's cycling, the induction hob's cycling away. So when it turns on, there you go, 2,800 watts. See if we can increase that. So we're going to go to 600 watts. And the air fryer, no, that's too much. That's too much for the little bad boy. To be fair, we are asking a lot from it, but we need to know where the limits are. So we'll reset that. Right. Right. That is not a bad test, to be fair, because we are being a little bit brutal, aren't we? You know, 1,600 watts air fryer and a 1,200 watt induction hob, but only using 400 watts because it won't do the 600. So that's just like, that's a lot of grunt in it from a power bank. But if you wanted to, and you were like, you didn't have a massive air fryer like this, because this is a beast, I reckon you could do comfortably 1,000 watt air fryer and the induction hob at the same time. That is not a bad shout, in my opinion. Not a bad shout. Also, that is purely off the power bank, and that also is running the whole van. So the fridge freezer's on, all the Wi-Fi's still on, everything running from that power bank. So I'm going to change it back over and give the little thing a bit of a rest. You have to bear with me because there's going to be a lot of outside noise, so hopefully this microphone's working because it's a little bit like the M25 here. It's a lovely day and I'm trying to film in a car park, so we've got traffic coming in and out, but bear with. You can't get much better review than this because this is like, oh, there you go, see? Now we've got learner drivers turning up. Right. Let's go and plug all this stuff back to how it was. There you are. Let's go and plug everything how it used to be. And now we're going to dual charge the battery bank up with the inverter. Uses a 240 power supply. And we're going to use the supplied folding panel to double charge. So it's 2 charging systems at once. Let's go and check that out. Right, so we can unplug this because we're not going to be using that to charge up, because at the moment that is now charging the van battery up, which is at the back, just through there. Okay, so let's disconnect this and put that back into there because that's for when it's charging from the mains, if ever required. So right, so let's now connect this to the solar panel and we'll get it charging up via the folding panel. Right, here we go. It's a couple of leads here, a couple of choices. So you can plug this into your DC output in your car, charge it up with this XT60 cable. Also, you can do the exactly same port, XT60, into the solar panel. So, okay, so let's connect this up. So that's going to go in there, and then this is going to go into this one. So I'll change them over now. So it's automatically kicked in, and you can see we're charging at 160, 177, 190, 200, 220. There you go. So it's maxed out at 220. So that's just on the folding solar panel. So it goes around there, goes into the panel. But we can do one better than that, because we can plug it into the 240 socket. i.e., if you've got a fully charged battery, you're banging in the solar and everything is on float. So the MPPT up there is on float at the moment, and so now we're wasting power, so let's just charge this up with everything we got. So I say at the moment 220 point, well, whatever watts, 200, we'll just call it 220. Right, we've plugged the power cable into the second socket of the inverter up there, and now we're going to plug it in to the 240 volt in the back here. There. So now we've got 240 charging and the solar. So let's override the power on the inverter. And so that's on. And now that should ramp up quite considerably. There you go. So it's about 1220 watts, 1230 watts. So you can double charge this. And say we're at 82. Hunky dory. Not bad. But we have got an error E2 on. Don't know what that's about. Let's reset it. Right. So it's going to take 14 minutes at the moment to recharge at 1220 watts. Not bad. Right, just to let you know, my van battery is on 96.6%. and that is being constantly charged from the solar panel on the roof. So now we are doubly charging from the battery to the inverter into the back. So let's go over some of the specifications of this thing. Okay, it has an output of 2,500 watts, 230 volts, 240 volts, and a surge in this little power bank here of 400 watts. Excuse me. USB outputs 18 watts with a maximum on the USB A, which is these ones here, of 36 watts. You can have the maximum input 1,500 watts on the AC. So that means obviously for the little ports at the side here. Now, as you've seen, you can simultaneously charge it with the 240 volt and with the XT60 connector. Not only that, you can actually have two of the folding 400 watt solar panels on this at the same time. Now, the weight of it, you know, it's quite heavy, but it's 29 kilograms, and I think that works out at 63 pounds, something like that. So it is a bit of a beefy kit, and I think the measurements are, I'm just trying to remember this when I tape measure out, 456 millimeters by 360 by 346. Nailed it. So yeah, it is a big bit of kit, but my God, it's pretty handsome. It can also run your house, allegedly, with a UPS function of 15 milliseconds. Now, I don't know how to test that function. Have no idea. As I say, you can plug it in, obviously, to the van, like I have done, and I don't know how fast it reacts, but it's supposed to be 15 milliseconds as a UPS. So I suppose you have to use, you know. It also comes with a Bluetooth function, so you can pair it to your phone and you can see what's on this display, and also you can turn sockets off. So it's quite handy if it is plugged into the back of your van. Maybe on a, I suppose a bi-directional switch, automatic changeover switch, something like that. You can then turn everything on and off as you require. But all in all, this is a pretty funky bit of kit. Now, I leave all the links in the description down below. I'll leave it up to you to decide, because it is a few quid. I think this roughly is about £1,000, and the solar panel is I don't know. I don't know how much the solar panel is. I'll find out and I'll put that downstairs. So anyway, as I say, I've had this about 3 months now, and I was sort of asked, when is it going to come out, when is it going to come out, but I really don't think that if you get a power bank and it's a review, it's just like, you know, they give you a power bank and they expect a review in a couple of days. In fact, it's a couple of weeks. You know, they want it done in a couple of weeks, but I refused to do that. I wanted to bash this thing about a little bit, because it is a lot of money, and if you know me, I don't really beat around the bush. If I think something's rubbish, then I will say it's rubbish. But this isn't. And I will say, the smaller version that I got, which the only grumpy thing I had about it was the colour, but you can buy, you know, different colour ones, and that was a 600 watt hour, or 600 watts, or whatever you want to call it, power bank, and that was 209 quid, and that is a fantastic bit of kit, that really is. And this is the big brother version of it, so I actually really recommend this because it has been amazing. As I say, I've bought another Victron MPPT and I used the folding solar panel and I've wired that into the van, and now I've got the best of both worlds. I've got 410 watts on the roof and 400 watts folding solar panel that I can just put out, and that can combine obviously 810 watts straight into the 300 amp hour lithium battery. So within a couple of hours I am back up to maximum, and then I can charge this up, and if I'm driving then this gets plugged in and it automatically charges itself. Also if I'm out and about I can charge it up by the solar panel that I can just put out, which is included, as I say, the 400 watt, which I showed you earlier. And also you can have both charging from the inverter and the solar panel. It's just amazing. And I know people think, oh well, that's a bit of a funny way to charge it up, but not really, because for the last 3 months it's been working fine. So anyway, if you're in the market for a really decent power bank that can give you a lot of grunt for your buck, and are sort of thinking about it, I don't think you're going to go much wrong with the all powers. So I'm going to give this a 5 stars. 5 stars, yeah, definitely 5 stars. So anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking by the channel. I hope you enjoyed this review. It's an honest review. It really is an honest review, because to be fair, it's £1,000. I don't want to be responsible for you wasting your money, and that's the way I look at things. Because if someone recommended something to me, you know, like a gadget channel that recommends Wi-Fi 1 minute, then goes on the next week's another Wi-Fi, or one power bank 1 week, and then the next week is another power bank, you think, hang on a minute, that one was the latest and greatest. Now this one's the latest and greatest. So you never know where you are. That's the reason why I waited 3 months to properly review this and put it through its paces. So I'm happy to recommend it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe and all that jazz. Leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.